Now begins episode 2, the Magical Turnabout.
Behold my might!
Shame on you, Mr. Rian!
No!
Using magic for evil!
April 27th, 10 a.m. Penrose Theater. Stage.
And that's how the evil magician, Mr. Reyes, was defeated. Ah! See you for Act 2, everybody. Brava! Brava, Trucy! Wow, Apollo, wasn't that a great trick?
You bet. I've never seen such a great magic act.
Did you know they even featured Trucy's show on TV this morning? Penrose Theater, a well-known gateway to success for entertainers. It's here at this famous theater that we'll finally get to see Trucy Wright's Trucy in Grammairland, the long-awaited revival of the magic of Troupe Grammaire.
Wow, that explains why there's a TV crew here to cover the show.
This is the perfect opportunity to promote the Wright Anything Agency, too. After all, people look up things they see on TV, right?
But wouldn't they be looking up the talent part and not the law part of our agency?
Mamma mia! You're right. We get nothing but requests from Trucy's fans, wouldn't we?
Oh well, guess we'll just have to make it the old-fashioned way. My name is Apollo Justice. I'm a rookie lawyer with only about 2 years of experience under my belt. We're here to see Trucy's magic show. She's a fellow member of our agency. We came on behalf of our boss, Mr. Wright, who's away on a trip.
Ooh, and did you hear, Apollo? Even though it's only her debut, her shows are completely sold out.
What? Really? That's amazing.
Voila! A star is born. Who knows how far she'll go? At this rate, nothing in the world can stop us.
You do realize this has nothing to do with you, right? This is Athena Sykes. She's another member of our agency. She may not look it, but at just 19 years old, she's a lawyer as well.
What do you mean she may not look it? Of course I look the part.
Care to explain how exactly?
Aw, come on, have a heart. Stop treating me like a child.
That gadget around Athena's neck that spoke just now, that's Widget. Widget helps Athena out with her special field of expertise, analytical psychology. He also has a habit of blurting out whatever Athena's really thinking.
Yeah, this little guy can be a little unruly at times. Hey, upbraid me already.
Your attention, please. The show will restart after a 20-minute intermission. We ask that you please be back in your seats before the next act. Thank you.
Hey, why don't we go say hi to Trucy in her dressing room during the break?
Ooh, yes. Let's go see the big star.
I'm so nervous. What should I say to her?
Whatever you usually say to her at the office every day. April 27th, Penrose Theater, dressing room. And there's even one from Klavier Gavin. So this is Trucy's dressing room. Looks like she's busy over there with someone. Could you sign this, please, ma'am?
Sure thing. Just the one sheet in this clipboard, right?
A fan asking for Trucy's autograph, maybe? I don't think so. Looks like some kind of contract. Thank you very much. I'll get this to the producer right away.
Great, thanks. Oh, Polly, Athena, you came. Of course. Congratulations on your big debut. Thanks.
Who was that just now, by the way?
Somebody from Take Two TV. They want to turn my magic show into a TV special. They're planning to broadcast it nationwide. Can you imagine?
Wow, you really are a big star.
Hey, can I get your autograph later, Trucy? Sure. My signature's in high demand today. Would you like one too, Polly?
Yeah, actually, I would.
Oops, looks like I ran out of flyers, so I'll have to sign your forehead instead.
Hey, knock it off. Look, just forget about the autograph. This is Trucy Wright. She's a magician and Mr. Wright's adopted daughter. She's becoming quite renowned in the magic world these days for her impressive skills.
A lot of people get this wrong, but Apollo's actual job is being my magic assistant.
No, you're the one who gets it wrong.
Ooh, think you can do that trick you always do at the office for me, Trucy? Okay. Behold, the wondrous magic that can make anything disappear. 3, 2, 1, ta-da! My magic pennies are an extra-dimensional galaxy. Brava, Trucy, brava!
Okay, but why do you always have to make my attorney's badge disappear?
Well, that's because out of everyone at the Wright Anything Agency, you're the one I get the best reaction out of.
That doesn't make my poor badge feel any better. Be right back. Don't worry, I can always correct it. Let's continue. Thanks again for inviting us, Trucy.
Thank you for coming.
Your show sure packs a wallop. I nearly fell out of my seat when that dragon showed up. And when it attacked you? Phew! I was terrified, even though I knew it was all just a part of the show.
That's good, because that trick is the crowning glory of Act 1. I'm really glad you're enjoying the show. I heard your shows are completely sold out, Trucy. They say your fans were all over the tickets the instant they became available. Like hungry wolves going after their prey.
Sounds like you've made a loyal pack of followers for yourself already, Trucy.
But you two are the only ones who got a special VIP invite from me. Today's just a dress rehearsal for the performers, staff, family, and friends.
A general
Probe, huh? That's what they call it in Germany. The real show isn't until the day after tomorrow. By the way, are you gonna finally do your magic panties trick on stage after the break? Sorry to disappoint anyone who came just to see my magic panties, but my next trick is completely new. I'm debuting it today. Ooh, a new trick, huh? Are you gonna chop Apollo up into little lawyer bits?
Funny, I don't recall ever agreeing to anything like that.
Well, that does sound like a good idea. Today's trick is a totally new Troupe Grammaire original. The entire future of the troupe is riding on the success of this special new trick.
How so?
This show is really important to me. It isn't like any of the other shows I've done. As the rightful heir to the Troupe Grammaire repertoire of magic, this show is my first chance to unveil the tricks I've inherited.
Troupe Grammaire, huh?
Yeah, I have a poster of them hanging right over there.
Feels like it's been ages since I've seen a picture of them. Troupe Grammaire was a group of magicians who dominated the magic world in their day. There's Magnify, Thalassa, Zack, Valent. Who's this guy? Trucy is the sole heir to the troupe's entire repertoire of stage magic. Huh? Who's this guy in green and purple on the left here?
Oh, that's the great Mr. Reyes, the other magician in today's show. He used to belong to Troupe Grammaire too a long time ago.
Hey, so tell us more about this special magic you're going to reveal today.
It's a secret Troupe Grammaire trick, left behind by my late granddaddy, Magnify Grammaire. It's never been performed before, so this is the first time it'll be seen by the public.
The grand unveiling, huh? No wonder she's been working so hard.
Well, I'd better get going.
Huh? Where to?
To practice my act, of course. The show's only a few days away.
You're really pushing yourself. Didn't you practice until late last night, too?
Yup, because everything's gotta be just right.
Trucy inherited all of Troupe Grimaire's magic tricks from her father when he died, and the troupe's entire legacy is now resting on her shoulders. No wonder she's feeling the pressure. Looks like everything's going well today, though. I mean, that last trick was perfect.
Grace under pressure. That's me. After all, a true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. That's the Troupe Grimaire creed.
It's hard to believe you've accomplished so much even though you're still in high school.
But to tell you the truth, I'm actually pretty nervous.
Who wouldn't be? Oh, I bet this would do the trick. You'll be fine, Trucy. If anybody can do it, you can.
Polly, that was just the boost I needed. Thanks. Apollo's Fine sure has a way of really hitting you right in the heart and in the ears.
Enough ragging on my voice already. Trucy?
Oh, hi, Bonnie. It's almost time for the second act. Oh, okay, thanks. Well, Apollo, Athena, enjoy the rest of the show.
Break a leg, Trucy.
Thanks, I will. I hope her new trick goes well.
Hey, this is Trucy we're talking about. She'll be fine. Oh, I wouldn't be so sure. Huh?
Performing magic is like walking a tightrope. There's always an element of danger. One little mistake could even cost you your life, you know. I wonder if she'll make it across today.
And what do you mean by that exactly?
Oh, nothing. Now if you'll excuse me.
She's gone. What was that all about? Judging by what she said, I'm gonna guess she's probably a magician too.
Come on, Apollo, we gotta get back to our seats now or we'll be late.
Ow! Hey, stop pulling! Okay, let's see. Guess it's time to move back to the stage. April 27th, Penrose Theater, stage.
Hurry up, Apollo, it's about to start. I want to see what Trucy's next trick is.
You're really wound up today, aren't you? Why don't you take your seat and try to relax?
Whoa, look! There's a TV reporter over there, with a TV camera and everything.
Oh yeah, baby! Athena, sit down. You're blocking people's view. Yeesh, I feel like I'm babysitting here. Hello everyone, I'm reporting from the beautiful Penrose Theater, where the public performance of Trucy in Grimaireland begins in just 2 short days. But today, they're very kindly agreed to give us a sneak preview. Isn't this exciting?
Apollo, you think I was on TV just now? How should I know? But if you were disgracing our entire agency, that's for sure. Hey, what the heck's that supposed to mean?
Ooh, here it comes.
Now, give up your dastardly ways! Huh? Over here. Ah! Ah! Come now, Mr. Hat. Offer the girl's life up to Mr. Rias and bring him back to life! What?
Just when and how did she make the switch?
You won't be reviving anyone today!
Wow, that was amazing. I have no idea how she escaped that coffin.
I'm glad Trucy's escape trick went off without a hitch.
And when I open the coffin, like this, inside you see... Mr. Raves? But how? I wonder what's going on. He's not getting up.
Trucy? What just happened?
Whoa, man, an accident?
Is, like, that guy dead?
Wait, that's not part of the act?
Attention, please. For your own safety, we ask that everyone please evacuate the building.
What's going on?
Is Trucy okay? Outside, everyone. Evacuate immediately, please.
Whoa, hey, stop grabbing at me!
Trucy!
April 27th, Penrose Theater. They kicked us out. Hey, what gives? Will somebody please tell us what's going on?
Poor Trucy. I hope she's okay. Hey, here comes that staff member from before.
Your attention, please. We regret to inform you that today's show has been canceled. What? But I was looking forward to the rest of it. We are very sorry, but the theater is on lockdown pending a police investigation. Excuse me? Is it because of that accident? That man in the coffin, is he? Well, we're still trying to figure things out, sir. But I can tell you that Miss Wright is fine. She wasn't injured, so please don't worry. Thank goodness she's okay. Hey, you there! What the heck's going on? They wouldn't even let me in. Me, for crying out loud. Oh, Mr. Rettins. There was an accident during the show. An accident? Great. Just great. That's all I need right now. Do you have any idea how much money we're sinking into this program? And you are? The man behind the scenes, that's who. This is a fine kettle of fish, let me tell you. Spinning all this is gonna be a real pain in my posterior, believe you me. Spinning? As in covering it up? Look, I gotta get inside. Seriously, can a guy catch a break around here? Well, there he goes.
Why don't we go back to the office for now? I'm sure Trucy will call us once things have settled down.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Not like there's much of a choice anyway. April 27th, Wright Anything Agency. It's no use. I can't get a hold of Mr. Wright. I wonder if something happened to him in Khura'in.
Maybe he got caught up in some kind of trouble again, as always.
Yeah, trouble's drawn to him like iron filings to a mat.
Hey, Apollo, speaking of Khura'in, they're showing something about it on TV right now.
There has been some surprising news coming out of the kingdom of Khura'in. The country recently saw defense attorney Phoenix Wright win a not guilty verdict. The first verdict of its kind in 23 years. Mr. Wright won a trial in Khura'in? Lawyers are said to be highly disrespected in the kingdom of Khura'in, so Mr. Wright's win was an upset victory amidst entrenched hostility.
Wow, did you hear that? The first time in 23 years!
Yeah, but what was he doing in court there in the first place? I thought he just went for a visit.
So he was in some kind of trouble, just like we thought.
Next, an update on the unfortunate accident that occurred at the Penrose Theater.
Hey, now they're talking about the accident at Trucy's show.
Famed magician, the great Mr. Reyes, was skilled with a sword and died on the spot. Oh no! So, he really is dead! And now, here is the footage of that deadly moment. Mr. Reyes' body is invisible in this footage, but these are still very shocking images. The magician Trucy Wright is reportedly still only a high school student. Could it be that this unfortunate accident happened due to a lack of proper training? Did the young magician have enough experience, preparation, and knowledge? Some might say that True Glimmerous should be held accountable for this incident. Hey, what kind of biased reporting is this?
Yeah, they're making it sound like it's all Trucy's fault.
Oh, we've just received more breaking news. Oh my! The young magician in question, Trucy Wright, is now under arrest on the charge of involuntary manslaughter.
What?
We will keep you updated as this unfortunate tale unfolds. Stay tuned.
Trucy's under arrest? She can't be! Apollo, we gotta do something.
Yeah, let's get down to the detention center right away. But before I forget, I think I'll jot a few things down about the case. I'll just open up the court record with the R button, and flip to this bottommost tab here with LRR to make a few notes. I can use it like a kind of a to-do list. If I ever get stuck, I can just refer to these notes. Okay, now we know what's going on. April 27th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Poor Trucy. What can we even say to her?
Oh, Polly, Athena! Trucy, are you okay? I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
We saw the news about the accident on TV.
Yes, I can Houdini my way out of this one. I got arrested and everything. They say I'm the one who caused the accident.
But that's not true, right?
To be honest, I don't really know. I mean, I have no idea how an accident like that could have happened. The trick went off without a hitch, I'm sure of that much. Still, the police just won't listen to me. They've already decided that it was all my fault. I'm exhausted after all their questions. Looks like she's been able to hang in there at least.
Yeah, she really is one tough cookie. I know you're tired, but can you tell us a little bit about the accident?
Yes, of course. Go ahead and ask me anything. I'll be fine.
For starters, can you help us understand what happened?
In today's show, there was a dead body in the coffin.
How did that happen? Was there some kind of accident?
I don't really know. The coffin was supposed to be empty when I opened it, but instead Mr. Reyes' body was in there.
That must have been a huge shock for you.
And when the dragon set piece fell down at the end, was that an accident too? It must have been. I have no idea how or why that happened either. Nothing went the way it was supposed to. I still can't believe Mr. Reyes is actually dead.
As tough as she is, this is obviously taking a toll on her.
But how did Mr. Reyes' body get into the coffin in the first place?
Trucy, we need you to tell us the secret of the trick.
You know what they say, a magician never reveals her secrets. But I guess I should make an exception this time. But if you ever tell anybody, I'll make you my guinea pig for every single new magic trick from now on.
Don't worry, I'm a lawyer, remember? Client confidentiality is part of the job. So let's call this trick Trucy's Great Escape. How did you get out of the coffin?
Alright, here goes. I'll reveal the trick just for you two. Prepare yourselves for an exclusive explanation by natural girl Trucy Wright. There's a secret trap door in the stage that leads down on the understage passage.
A trap door? So when did you slip down in the understage passage?
Remember when Mr. Hat was on stage holding a sword next to the coffin? Well, by then I had already escaped from the coffin and was waiting under stage. And while I was down there, I did several things to get ready for the next part. What technique? Okay, so what happened next? Mr. Hat was quickly raised up to the catwalk by wire. There's a cushion up there that acts as a shock absorber when Mr. Hat hits it. Meanwhile, I pop back up on the stage through a different trap door. And voila! The switch is complete.
We get the stage diagram for our efforts.
I had no idea all that was happening. I was convinced we were still in the coffin. That's what professional magicians do. They make their audience see something that isn't really there.
In other words, you make us see illusions, right?
We call it misdirection. While we keep you busy believing one thing, we're busy making something else happen. What we say is there really isn't, and what we say isn't there actually is. I get it. It's kind of like a magical bluff. But there's no escaping the fact that the victim's body was actually in the coffin. It wasn't empty like it was supposed to be. Yeah, that's the part I don't understand. The last thing in the world I expected to see in there was Mr. Reyes. Could he have climbed in there by mistake? I should get back to asking Trucy about the accident. Can you tell us more about the victim? Who exactly is this Mr. Reyes? You said he used to belong to Troupe Glimmerous, right? Wait, you don't know who the great Mr. Reyes is, Apollo? He's super famous. He's all people talk about on TV. Really? I just assumed he was one of Trucy's assistants. Way to diss the dead, Apollo. So how did the two of you come to perform together, Trucy? Well, like I said, he used to be a member of Troupe Glimmerous. He was a protege of my granddaddy, Magnified Glimmerous. So the TV station arranged for us to perform together this time because of that connection. Did he continue performing as a magician after he left Troupe Glimmerous? No, he got injured while practicing for a show about 13 years ago. That's why he left the troupe. After that, he took a break from magic for a while. I'm pretty sure it's a recent thing, him getting famous again. I only started seeing him on TV again maybe last year. I had nothing but respect for Mr. Reyes as a magician. I can't tell you how sad I am this happened. I can't imagine how traumatic it must be to have someone die during your big show. Oh, but hey, don't worry, I'm fine. I have to stay strong for my fans. Really? Huh? My bracelet's reacting. People tend to unconsciously tense up when they're trying to hide something. And when I pick up on their distress, the bracelet around my wrist starts to feel tight. So I guess this means that Trucy's trying to hide something from me. Well, I guess I should give my bracelet a tap with the X button. I can see things others can't. The slightest twitch, gesture, or change in expression. Yes, I can see it all when I'm concentrating intensely like this. And when people are feeling nervous, they sometimes reveal a certain habit or tell. I'll just shift my viewpoint around until I find Trucy's tell. Okay, I think I found her tell. Now to listen carefully to every word and see what she gets shifty-eyed over. Then I'll perceive whatever she seems nervous about to get to the bottom of things. Don't worry. No, you're not fine.
Gotcha!
Come on, Trucy. You should know by now that you can't hide anything from me.
Don't tell me that your bracelet reacted.
Yup.
And here I thought my smile was gonna do the trick. Looks like I broke the first rule of being a magician.
A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face, right? I remember hearing you say that before.
That's right. It's a Glimmerous motto that my daddy used to say before he passed away. I'll never forget it. It's one of the few precious memories I have of him.
But you can't keep everything inside, Trucy. You'll burst. Why don't you tell me what's bothering you?
I can't! If I did, you wouldn't believe in me anymore.
That's not true. As an entertainer, you believe in always keeping a smile on your face. And as a lawyer, I have a belief that's important to me as well.
Take that!
Your attorney's badge!
I swore on this badge that I would always believe in my client to the bitter end. That's the cornerstone of being a good lawyer. Mr. Wright taught me as much. As who he was taught by Mia Fey. So no matter what you tell me, I'm gonna keep on believing in you, Trucy. All I ask is for you to have a little faith in me, too.
Alright. Thanks, Polly.
Please tell me, Trucy.
Polly, what if I made a mistake?
What do you mean?
What if it really was me who stabbed Mr. Reyes?
What makes you say that?
Well, in my escape trick, I used both the real sword and a rubber sword. I switched the real sword for the rubber sword just before I stabbed it into the coffin. So even if somebody had been in there, the rubber sword shouldn't have hurt them. But Mr. Reyes was found dead in the coffin. I know! It just doesn't make any sense. I know I swapped the swords.
You're absolutely sure?
Positive! I practiced that trick hundreds of times with no mistakes. I remember very clearly swapping the swords this time too. But could I have made a mistake this time?
Could she really have?
Well, I'd better get going.
Huh? Where to?
To practice my act, of course. The show's only a few days away.
You're really pushing yourself. Didn't you practice until late last night too?
Yup, because everything's gotta be just right. Maybe I really did kill Mr. Reyes.
Trucy.
The worst possible mistake I could make. Such a horrific accident, right in the middle of my show. And yet all I can think about is, now that this has happened, Troupe Grammaire will get its performance rights pulled. There'll never be another show. Everything my family worked so hard for will be gone forever. And poor Mr. Reyes had his whole life and a great career ahead of him. I ruined everything. I destroyed it all. I took it all away. Polly, I'm ready to pay for what I did.
Trucy, I don't think you did anything wrong.
You don't?
I've had one question going through my mind this whole time. Was this accident really your fault?
What do you mean?
I don't have any proof or anything. It's just, I don't think you'd ever make a mistake like that.
Apollo!
I saw how hard you worked on your tricks. Staying up late every night to practice. And I know you. You always get everything picture perfect.
Nobody's perfect all the time.
Still, I think something else caused Mr. Reyes' death. Not any mistake of yours. After all, you're sure you swapped the swords, right?
Yes, I remember doing it.
Then I just know it wasn't your fault, Trucy.
But how can you say that? We don't have any proof it wasn't me. I mean, I know you're a great lawyer, Polly, but...
I believe in you, Trucy. And I believe in your skill as a professional magician. So I'm gonna prove your innocence. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. Trucy.
Thank you, Apollo. Thank you for believing in me. I'm going to believe in you, too.
Good.
I'm sorry. I need a tissue.
Poor Trucy. I've never seen Trucy cry like this before. She always seems so strong. But maybe sometimes she's just putting on a brave face. She's still just a kid after all. So I have to ask to make it official, but will you let me defend you?
Yes. I'm counting on you. I don't want to have to cancel the show on its opening day.
Right. She seems fine now.
Trucy, let's win this trial together.
Unlike some people. Well, we better get right to investigating. Come on, Athena. Wipe that nose and let's go.
Excuse you! Do you see any snot on my face, Apollo?
Yeesh. Talk about an emotional roller coaster.
We'll need to investigate the stage at the Penrose Theater where the body was found.
Yeah. I hope no one will try to stop us.
If you're going to the Penrose Theater, can I ask you a favor?
Of course. What is it?
I left a very special notebook behind in my dressing room.
Sure, we can pick it up for you.
That notebook is really important to me. I don't know what I'd do if anybody read it.
Wow. I wonder what's in it.
The notebook is in my blue handbag on the table. It's big and black. You can't miss it. Thanks in advance. And with that, I've got to go. It seems they got more questions for me.
All right. See you later, Trucy. So should we investigate the stage first or go get the notebook? Well, let's head to Penrose Theater then. April 27th, Penrose Theater. The person you are trying to call is not available. After the tone, please record. I've tried calling Mr. Wright 100 times, but he never picks up. We've left him some voicemail, so he'll probably call once he gets them. He's gonna flip out when he hears what happened to Trucy.
Hey, this is the place. The theater where that magical murder happened. Oh yeah, when have they brought the dead body out yet? I hear they already arrested the murderer.
They say it's a young girl.
Yeah, a high school student. Can you believe it? Kids these days.
What's with all the curious bystanders? They sure are kicking up a fuss.
How dare they call Trucy a murderer? They got some nerve.
We can't let people think that about her. We have to defend her.
Apollo? Is that you?
Ema?
It's sure been a while. How have you been?
Oh, can't complain. I haven't seen you in ages. Emma's not usually in the best of moods, so I never quite know what to do or say around her. Well, we have some business to take care of, so I guess we better get going.
Hey, wait a minute.
What? Was it something I said?
You're darn right it's something you said. What's when you brush me off like that? We've got heaps to catch up on. After all we've been through. You're not still mad at me about something, are you?
Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you.
Who's this, Apollo? A distant cousin or something?
No, Emma's a detective I had the, pleasure of working with before.
Hello, I'm Ema Skye, forensic investigator.
What? So you're finally a full-fledged forensic investigator?
Yeah, I finally achieved my lifelong dream. Look, I even have an official forensic investigator armband and everything.
That's great, Emma. I bet the exam was really hard, huh?
Oh, it was a cinch.
Really? 'Cause I thought you said something about failing it over and over.
Well, never mind that. The important thing is I'm not a plain old detective anymore. So no more boring old investigations for me. I'm so happy I could hug the whole world.
Coming from you, that's really something.
Criminals beware. Fingerprinting, luminol testing, DNA analysis. Ema Skye's raring to go. So bring it on.
Wow, I guess it's goodbye grumpy clouds, hello fanatical sun.
She's very cheerful, isn't she? Is it because of the weather or something?
She sure wasn't like this before. She was pretty frustrated back when she was assigned to the Criminal Affairs Department, and she was always munching on chocolate snackoos to relieve her stress.
Snackoos and stress are a thing of the past. I've said goodbye to both of them.
And may you never have to see either again.
By the way, are you two here because of the murder?
Murder? Don't you mean the accident?
Oh, then I guess you haven't heard. The case is being treated as a straight-up homicide now.
What?
Just so you know, I heard that the prosecution's gonna argue tomorrow that Trucy outright murdered Mr. Ray's.
What?
Are you kidding? They're treating it as a murder? Emma, please tell us everything you know. Of course, anything to help Trucy.
Now I'm curious. Why is the case being treated as a homicide now and not involuntary manslaughter?
Well, apparently, there's something that proves it was a straight-up homicide.
Well, that's vague. Do you know any of the details?
No, I'm afraid that's all I was told.
Really? How come?
Well, because the lead prosecutor is kind of a hard guy to read. Though maybe it's just a culture gap thing. Anyway, he's not one to really share his thoughts.
Wait, what do you mean by culture gap?
I mean that he's a foreigner, so his way of going about things is different.
So who exactly am I up against tomorrow? Congrats on finally becoming the forensic investigator you always wanted to be.
Thanks. I failed that exam so many times, but I finally did it. I can finally use my forensics kit openly, whenever I want.
Oh yeah, you used to have to stealth use a kit you sent away for.
Oh, I still use that one too, but now it's more of a hobby kit. It's important to have hobbies too, you know.
So basically, nothing's changed.
Are you kidding? I don't have to worry about getting in trouble for taking fingerprints for fun now. It's positively life-changing. I can take all the prints I want.
Are you sure you're allowed to do that?
Sure, I'm sure. I've been collecting all the prints I've taken into a personal database. Now hold out your hands. I need to get your prints too.
Just promise me you won't use them for evil.
I can't believe she took my prints too, Apollo. Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth has been reorganizing the prosecutor's office lately. As a part of that effort, he's gotten rid of a lot of corrupt prosecutors. So the prosecutor's office is looking pretty empty these days.
And that's how a foreign prosecutor got assigned to this case. Couldn't they bring Francisca von Karma?
That's part of it, yes. We were short on prosecutors, and this guy just happened to be visiting.
And what's the purpose of his visit?
Well, some insurgents from the kingdom of Khura'in are thought to be hiding out here. As an international prosecutor, he apparently came to investigate the matter personally.
So he's from the kingdom of Khura'in?
That's right. He's also a Khura'inist monk.
A monk? So how did he get assigned to this particular case anyway?
It seems he's very devoted to furthering his studies as a prosecutor. He wanted to learn how crime scenes are investigated here, so he just showed up.
So he was just curious, huh?
He looked the entire crime scene over quite earnestly, and just as everyone else was ready to call it a case of involuntary manslaughter,
this is most certainly a murder, the cruel act of an impure soul.
That's what he said, just like that. Then he volunteered himself as the prosecutor for this case. With the shortage of prosecutors right now, the prosecutor's office was glad to have him. So Trucy was arrested for murder all because of this guy, huh? I have to say, he's definitely not your typical prosecutor. He says court is where a victim receives their last rites. Where the truth is revealed, the criminal is judged, and the victim's soul seeks salvation. Receiving last rites in court allows the victim to finally rest in peace, or so he claims. So to him, a trial is like performing funeral rites for the victim, huh?
That's certainly a unique way of looking at it.
His name is Nayuta Sadmati.
What?
Nayuta Sadmati? That's right. What? Do you know him or something?
Oh, I guess you could say I've heard of him.
Yeah, well, he is pretty famous. Really? Yes, they say he travels the world solving difficult case after difficult case. Where there is a hard case to crack, he's called in to prosecute it. Wow, sounds like he's going to be tough to beat.
I can't believe this. I have to stand in court against him?
He seems like a very kind and gentle person, though. He's very polite and understanding to everyone he talks to.
Huh. So he's a pretty agreeable guy then.
Yeah, he's bound to see what kind of person Trucy really is. But don't they hate defense attorneys in Khura'in? Would he even listen to what we have to say? I don't see why not. He certainly seems like the type of person who would.
Even so, do you think you could do us a favor, Ema? Could you tell Prosecutor Sadmati about Trucy? About what a good person she is?
Of course. Leave it to me. I'll make him understand there's no way Trucy could have committed murder. I hope he listens to reason.
Me too.
This is looking pretty bad, Apollo. They're calling it a murder, and they've even got proof. What are we gonna do?
Look on the bright side, that's what.
Bright side? What bright side?
Well, the good thing about there being proof is that it has to point to the real killer. If we can find out who that is, we can prove Trucy's innocence.
Oh, hey, you're right!
Which means our objectives are clear. We have to find two things: proof of Trucy's innocence and evidence of the true culprit's identity.
You know what, Apollo? You're starting to give me a glimmer of hope.
And that means there's only one thing to do. Ema, would it be alright if we investigate the scene?
If I said no, you just do it behind my back anyway, right?
Would I do something like that? Guess the jig's up.
Oh, alright. But I better come along. Who knows what sort of mischief you get up to if I'm not there to keep an eye on you. Mischief? Sounds like Ema trusts you about as far as she can throw you, Apollo. He has been known to move things around at the scene of a crime, you know.
What about you? You used to do all kinds of forensic tests on things without permission.
There's nothing wrong with that. After all, forensics is always on the side of justice.
How is that even remotely fair? You're right. It's not.